For 2 centuries, we've done the hard work of freedom. We lead the world in facing down a threat to decency and humanity. What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law.
In order to ensure the security and continuing stability, the Republic will be reorganized into the First Galactic Empire for a safe and secure society.
Such is a world worthy of our struggle and worthy of our children's future. The triumph of democratic ideas and the continuing struggle for freedom elsewhere all confirm the wisdom of our nation's founders.
So this is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
Sharing the truth one fact at a time, without all the BS. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Hey, folks, how you doing? Are you good? Are you happening? Are you here? Drop in the chat room and tell me whether or not you're here. Yeah, go to Spreaker.com, American Liberty Radio. Drop into the chat room. Let me know you're hanging out with me on this 4th of July, 2017. We got a lot to talk about. Big sigh. I'm telling you, folks. We've got things that are going on behind the scenes, behind our backs, in front of our faces. And we just don't. We don't get it. Well, when I say we, let me be precise in this one. There are people out there who don't care. There are people out there who don't really give a crap. All they want to do is have their 4th of July barbecues. All they want to do is go to the movies. All they want to do is, play cards, drink beer. And people like us, like Brian Lang, myself and Nick Tucker, and those people like Sean Hannity and Alex Jones and Rush Limbaugh, we work our tails off to put together the information that you need to know. And we tell you exactly what's going on. And we bring it to you. Well, I speak for myself. I tell you exactly what's going on. I give it to you. In your face. And you know what? I like doing it. I like doing it. And people hate Trump. Why? Isn't it obvious? Because he's doing the right things, man. He's doing the right things. He's I don't think he's so much draining the swamp as he is closing the door to the corruption that currently is in Washington, D.C. from the Progressive Party. I don't see any other president. I have never seen any other president in history do as much in the short amount of time as President Donald Trump has done to alleviate some of the pressures financially, philosophically, psychologically on the people of the United States of America. Is he perfect? No. Do we have the right people in Congress? I doubt it. But we have people in the streets, and we have people who are getting the word out and making sure that America is great again. I cannot and will not fault people for actually admitting that they were wrong and changing their view. Some in the Progressive Party would call that flip-flopping. No, it's just that when I have additional information, then I have to rethink what I've seen, what I've read, what I've heard. It's not flip-flopping. So on tonight, the 4th of July 2017, there's so many things in the news, but I'm just going to highlight a few of them. And I'm going to give you what's happening. RT is reporting on the 4th of July 2017 that Putin and Trump to hold first full-fledged meeting on July 7th, Kremlin. Trump, Putin to meet for the first time ever. Russian President Vladimir Putin and his U.S. counterpart Donald Trump will hold their first full-fledged meeting at the G20 summit on July 7th, the Kremlin spokesman said. Dmitry Peskov specified it will not merely be a brief contact on the sidelines. The meeting is planned as a full-fledged sit-down meeting, Dmitry Peskov said on Tuesday. Now, here's an interesting little tidbit of information. That's going on the Truth Experience on Facebook. Here's a little tidbit of information. A little tidbit of information for you. Last month we had the Bilderberg Group meeting. Interesting. Now we have the G20. And if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, we have the Davos meeting, and then we have the G7, or we have the G7 or the Davos conflagration, or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's kind of interesting that these four meetings coincide with the changes happening around the world and what will happen around the world. It's very interesting. We see things right out in front of us. They're there. There it is. We see these things happening. We hear about these things happening. But then we need to not just accept what we see or hear. We need to do a little digging. Now, what is the outcome? And what will be the outcome of these meetings? What will be the outcome of these meetings? Well, as far as I'm concerned, from my perspective, it's anyone's guess. But I would say that we're going to see things change within the next 6 months to a year. And we hope that We hope that the people involved that tried to take down America will be arrested and prosecuted and charged with treason and be sent to prison. That's what we hope, because that's the only way America can be great again. You might say, well, that's a lot of people. I say, well, so what? So it takes a little time to arrest these people. Watch how they pack up their crap and leave the country before they get arrested. Just watch how that works, okay? Think of the Nuremberg trials, American style. You know what I mean? Now, of course, that's my opinion, that's my view, but I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have my crystal ball in front of me, so I don't know. I have no clue. I can say this, though. That as long as you and I, as long as, well, not me per se, but as long as other people allow the things going on to continue, we're not going to have much of an America left when Donald Trump leaves office. Now, I know several years ago, when I first started my show in its earliest incarnation, I was talking about President Obama in 2009 on another network. And I remember saying almost the same thing. That if we allowed all of this to continue, we wouldn't have an America left by his first term. Well, in a way, from a certain point of view, I was right. I wonder. We oftentimes see things differently, or we misinterpret what we see, or we don't want to see it the way that it is. We fill in the blanks and perceive it in some other way. I cannot tell you how many times people have told me that I was a conspiracy theorist. And they've come back to me later on and said nothing in terms of apologizing to me, in me knowing that what was going to happen happened. In other words, I knew what was going to happen. Just follow the trends, follow the money, connect the dots, use some common sense, and there you go. But I have an additional little secret that helps me understand what is going to happen. And all I can say is, if people continue to allow stuff to go on the way that it is right now, if we continue to allow this to happen and continue to allow it to happen, then by the end of Trump's first term, we won't recognize America. We won't recognize it because the most fundamental things that we so enjoy will be gone. And we don't want that to happen. We don't want that to happen. If you want to see another version of what may happen, and if I say this in a professorial way and deem it to be this is how it's going to happen, let me remind you that prophecies have always been seen and things have always changed so that those prophecies or those prognostications, if you will, never came to fruition. So if you really want to see what may happen, you go back to 1970, 1971, 72, somewhere around in there, and you look for a movie on YouTube, or it may even be in your bargain bins at your local bookstore or wherever videos are sold, and you look for a movie. You can go to Amazon and probably find it. It's called The Late Great Planet Earth by Hal Lindsey. Go check that out. Sorry, folks, I had to take water. Get some water. I know it's bad radio drinking on air. It's water, folks. Bottled water, okay? The Late Great Planet Earth by Hal Lindsey. There's other films around that time that depict what may happen. There's movies about Nostradamus, about Edgar Cayce. There's a ton of movies that really depict what may happen if we allow this unbridled fascism and Marxism and communism to just run roughshod over the world, over America itself. Or if we allow a death cult of a religion to run over the American people. Now, a lot of people may say, well, that's not fair. You can't call their religion a death cult. Folks, have you read the Quran? I from the earliest ages, when I was a teenager, I studied various cultures, various religions, various geopolitical subjects and issues, and let me tell you one thing right now. I came to the conclusion that every single religion on the face of the planet does not have the answers, but each individual seems to think it does. And what they've done is they've taken that religion and created a theocracy in their government and have legitimized the murdering of people under that theocracy. I know that's hard to take. I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but let me tell you something. If we allow all of the crap that is going on now to continue in America, we will not have a United States of America by the end of Donald Trump's term. I know I've said that before in previous podcasts over the years, but I'm going to tell you right now, if we continue to allow it to happen. Now, let me flip the coin over and say this. The mainstream propaganda media is selling you bullcrap, and you're eating it up, and you're starved for that bullcrap. You're starved for the next sensationalized piece of news that says Christians have been beheaded in Muslim countries or some other fight going on, and you're waiting for it. You can't wait to get home and hear it either in the radio or on your portable device in your car, or get home and turn on your TV and see it. You cannot wait. Because the psychology behind that is called neuro-linguistic programming, and they're feeding you everything you need to make you angry, to cause you to take, let me use this phrasing, they're making you take the first shot against your so-called perceived enemy. And therefore, once you do that, they have justification for martial law. Now, I do not know, and as I've said before in the past, if I don't know something, I'll tell you I don't know. Now, I don't know if it is possible for anyone to admit they're wrong. I know I do. If I'm wrong, I'll say, hey, look, I said this before, and hey, I looked at it again, and I missed something. So I'm going to share with you everything. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm wrong. It just means I've overlooked something, and I had to go back and check it out. But I don't know anybody who would admit they're wrong. I don't. I don't. But I do know this. I know that there are some very brilliant people out there, and I know that there are some very intellectual people out there who see things as they are, and they have tracked what would happen if things continue. I, for one, being one of those intellectuals. And when I or others tell you what we see is going to happen, or the steps if we continue to go the way we're going, that something, quote unquote, something is going to happen, then I think you should listen. And I, for one, speaking for myself, if I have ever missed something, overlooked something, or if I know and find out that I am incorrect and with the inaccurate information, I'll tell you. Because that's my responsibility and duty to do so. I don't know anybody else who would admit they're wrong and do the same thing. I don't know anybody other than Alex Jones and Nick Tucker and Brian Lang and Robert Bruce and Michael Savage and Mark Levin, and I don't know anybody else who would admit that they've overlooked something or missed something or that they're wrong. I don't know. So as we look out amongst the environment, as we look out into the world and we see what is going on, my suggestion to you is do not overlook anything. Look at everything. And number one on that list, get rid of your preconceived ideas. Number two on that list, stop listening to the mainstream propaganda media. And number three on that list is, you want the truth? You got to go find it yourself. Because as I speak for myself, I will not give you the answers. I will give you the guides. I will share with you certain articles, but then I'll put them up and suggest and encourage you to go look at them. Don't ever say that somebody else has the truth until you yourself verify it. Okay? It isn't, no. On that same level, it's okay to be wrong. I, for one, am okay with it. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay. It's not the end of the world if you're wrong. It's okay. It's okay if you've overlooked something. Don't make a big deal about it. It's okay. You're fine. You'll live. You just regroup, reset, and then as my mother used to say, reconjigger. I like that word, reconjigger. I like that. and make a new path. Look at something new. Look at something related to what you were looking at, but look at it from a new perspective is what I'm saying. Just take everything you're looking at, and if you've overlooked something, look at it again from a different perspective. Chances are you're going to find something you overlooked before. But it's okay to do that, and it's okay to be wrong. It's fine. You're fine. You're fine. It's okay. You're good. This is The Truth Experience. You can find the website at thetruthexperience.weebly.com. thetruthexperience.weebly.com. And if you go there, I went there before to see if everything was working as far as listening to the live broadcast, and you can just go to the Truth Experience podcast, and there it is. thetruthexperience.weebly.com. You can go to the sponsors page, and guess what? You can advertise on the network if you want. You can become a patron. Drop $1 in the kitty to help us keep the lights on around here, folks. I've got some advertising specials going on, and they're good ones. So you might want to check that out, folks. Okay. They're good. Okay. So it's pretty gnarly, man. I got some really good deals going on. So if you want to become a patron and you want to help out the Truth Experience, please do. I got to keep the lights on around here somehow, right? Yeah. So become a patron. It's $1, folks. $1. Got $1 in your pocket? I'm sure you can afford $1. All right. So there you go. Or if you want to sponsor the network, you can. You can advertise on the network. I got some good deals going on there. You can find them right there on the sponsors page at thetruthexperience.weebly.com. There you go. If you have any questions, any comments, you want to tell me to piss off, you can do that too. Just email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. And if you have any stories, any articles, any links that you would like to share with me, go ahead and send those as well. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. The 4th of July, 2017. It's one of them days, folks. One of them days. It's a day of independence. We need to eradicate the tyranny in this country, or is it a perceived tyranny? I'm going to check that out too. I'll be back in 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Don't go away. This is The Truth Experience on American Liberty Radio Network. thetruthexperience.weebly.com. American Liberty Radio Network. Listener-supported online patriotic radio. With the new year upon us, the truth will be seen as fake news, and the lies from the propagandists of the mainstream media will forever be in the minds of those who have been indoctrinated with their disinformation. Your support of alternative and independent media is vitally important to the continuance of our freedom of speech and expression. It is very crucial that you consider supporting other media options. American Liberty Radio Network is supported by listeners. If you are a local business consider supporting independent online patriotic radio with your advertising dollars as well. There are two options for you. One, you could advertise your product or service with us, or you can donate to the network. Consider contributing to independent media today. Consider American Liberty Radio Network. Contact us at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com or go to our website at AmericanLibertyRadio.com.
There's a show that's not afraid to ask questions no one else will ask. Not afraid to say
what no one else will say.
Friday nights at 7 p.m. Listen to Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie, where no topic is off limits. Conspiracy theories, paranormal activities, hoaxes, the unexplained. It's what we talk about. Question everything. Trust no one. Restricted Airspace with Tina Marie. Friday at 7 p.m. on the KCOR Digital Radio Network out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Distorted Reality. I am your host, Nick Tucker, and I welcome you to the broadcast.
Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. DistortedReality.podbean.com and Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on American Liberty Radio Network. We the people have the power, for we are America. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com.
There is a storm on the horizon, a time of hardship and pain. This battle has been won, but the war against the machines rages on. Skynet's global network remains strong, but we will not quit until all of it is destroyed. This is John Connor. There is no fate but what we make.
Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!"
American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Hey folks, welcome back. This is The Truth Experience right here on American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. That is our backup site that we're using currently. Working hard and heavy on the main site so that we can give you the great news that we share. I say we as in this, folks. You can contribute to the American Liberty Radio Network with your stories, your articles that you've written in your own words. No plagiarizing here, thank you. Your reports, your videos. American Liberty Radio Network is also your network. I started it for you so that you can get the word out as well, okay? So send me your articles, your clips, your short 1-minute videos, whatever it is. Send that to American Liberty Radio at USA.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. If you have any questions, of course, you can ask. No question is off limits. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. It's pretty much that simple, folks. So there you go. Still dealing with the tail end of my sinus infection, so I've got that phlegmy stuff going on, as you can tell by my voice. The Truth Experience. There's other truthers out there like Nick Tucker and Brian Lang and John Christopher J. Man Collins over at the truthwar.net. You got a lot of people out there telling the truth, but then you have a lot of other people out there saying it's all bullcrap. Well, let me point my finger right at those people and say this. You're full of bullcrap. You don't know what you're talking about, and that's just the way it is. You don't like it? There's the door. Bye. Have a nice day. Actually, since you're treasonous bastards, why don't you just pack your crap and get the hell out of the country? And people are going to argue with me and say they have just as much free speech as anybody else. Well, okay. Well, let me talk about that for a minute. Okay? Got free speech. Okay, yay. Applaud. That doesn't mean that a group of people can come to this country as quote-unquote immigrants or quote-unquote refugees and tell this country and its people to change for them. Screw them. They don't have free speech because here is one of the qualifiers, if you will, one of the I'm looking for a word. One of the things that gives the protection of someone to have free speech is the fact that they were born and raised right here in the United States of America. Everybody else coming over here as refugees can kiss my red, white, and blue ass. Get the hell out now. I don't really care how it sounds. Well, you don't want them over here. And you want people to agree with you. No, I don't. I want people to rationally and logically disagree with me on the issues and not make crap up. Okay? For instance, let me give you a for instance. Actually, let me give you an analogy of what I'm talking about. There we go. An analogy. Somebody comes into your house from another neighborhood, let's say another state. Say a friend of yours brings their friend for a vacation. They're not going to stay at your house overnight, but you're hospitable enough to offer. And let's just say during the evening, your friend and you get into a discussion, and your friend's friend wholeheartedly disagrees with everything you say. Your friend's friend is from another country. What would you do when you've already offered and they've accepted your invitation to stay at your place? But your friend's friend from another country wholeheartedly disagrees with everything you say, including everything that you would consider the American way. What do? You've offered, they've accepted, they're staying there overnight. But what would you do? Would you rescind that? They've accepted your offer, but would you then say, okay, I've had enough. My house, my rules, the United States of America, the Constitution. I wholeheartedly disagree with you, and you've shown no respect for my house, and you look at your friend and you say, I'll try to find a hotel for you. You look at your friend comes to you, no, we're sorry, he's doing, no. You look at your friend because in actuality, your friend is responsible for his friend being here because, you know, they're there. So you kick them out, and you kick them both out. Why? Well, you're still friends with your friend because you're going, with all due respect, I can't have you stay here with him because I just can't. He's disrespecting me. He's doing, you know, and he goes down the line. So, kicks him out. Now, America is like your house. You don't allow anyone to come into your house to disrespect your house and disagree with you wholeheartedly on how you run your house and how you live your life and how you do things, etc., etc., etc. Do you? Huh. I don't know if you can hear it, but on the outside of the studio, I'm hearing fireworks going off. I don't know if you can hear that, but I hope you get my point, because that is the nicest way I can say it without ranting and getting pissed off. But the bottom line is, you come to this country, you respect this country, you shut up about your damn freaking religion and trying to change everything here in the United States to suit you, and you just assimilate. And if you cannot assimilate, then pack your crap and get the hell out. Okay? It's the bottom line. Now, let me also say this. Of course, you know that is my perspective. That is my opinion. Great. I still have free speech to say what I want. So I want to have a discussion with you. In the Spreaker side of things, there's a comment section. Please comment on what I've talked about just now. Go ahead. On the Spreaker side of things, Spreaker.com/American Liberty Radio. Go to the comment section on The Truth Experience. Tell me what you think. It's also on YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube, so drop down in that comment section and tell me what you think. Or you can go to The Truth Experience on Facebook and tell me what you think there. Or go to @American Liberty Radio on gab.ai and tell me what you think there. There's a lot of places for you to interact with me and tell me what you think. I also want to say this. And I'm going to change gears by saying this. Because I really think that there is an opportunity for people to really step up and help President Trump make America great again. I really do believe that. On my earlier podcast today, I talked about this. I'm going to change gears here. Japan News is reporting on the 4th of July, 2017, Japan scheduling more evacuation drills as North Korea missile threat heightens. Scheduled drills across the country more than double. Amid North Korea's repeated missile launches, evacuation drills conducted with the participation of local residents and based on the scenario that a missile strike is imminent are being held in many places across the nation. Such drills have already been conducted in 9 prefectures, and there are more scheduled to be carried out in at least 11 prefectures. That's going up on The Truth Experience on Facebook. Kim Jong-un is... he's a piece of work, isn't he? He's a piece of work. I don't know, man. I don't know. Trump to focus on Syrian conflict during meeting with Putin, July 7th. World leaders to meet in Germany for the first face-to-face. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Now, I want to go here. I want to share with you a couple of things. First, I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything. I'd be bored because there wouldn't be anything else to learn. So I don't want you to get the impression that I know everything. I don't know everything. I've been studying geopolitical subjects and issues since Jimmy Carter was president. Yeah, do the math. I don't know everything, and I'm finding out, when I look back on that stuff, I'm finding out new things as I go along. I didn't, I see things back then, and I'm going, I didn't see that when I was researching it back then. I don't know everything. And secondly, neither do you. And for you to claim that I am something I'm not, it's totally asinine. So until you get the information behind you to back up what you talk about, don't even point your finger at me because, it's just not going to work. Okay? But let me move on. I know I've been stalling for the last 45-something minutes, whatever. I don't know if I'm going an hour. I'll know, I'll tell you in like 13 minutes. But I will talk about a lot of stuff. Trump responds to North Korea's rocket launch, quote, "Does Kim have anything better to do with his life?" unquote. Trump tweeted his reaction to the latest provocation. Let me go to Breitbart. Shall I see what Breitbart is talking about on this 4th of July? Victims of illegal alien crime given a voice. Quote, "Every one of our children's deaths have been preventable." Unquote. A diverse group of Americans whose loved ones are dead by the hands of illegal alien criminals had the opportunity to tell their stories in front of cameras from inside the White House just days ago when President Donald Trump honored them at a roundtable event. Yeah. I'm putting that up on The Truth Experience on Facebook. I've said it before, and in my previous podcast for today, I said it before, and I'll say it again. Close the damn freaking borders. I'm getting sick and tired of this. I'm not the only one. People want the borders closed, okay? That's just it. People want the borders closed. They want the southern border, believe it or not, they want it militarized. I've heard on the fringes, not everybody, I've heard bits and pieces that people in the southern states like Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, Florida, specifically Texas. You hear a lot. But they want the border militarized. Well, we have militia and we have National Guard. Why don't we just activate them and tell Mexico, you got a choice. Either keep your people there or they ain't getting over the border. Oh, we can't do that. We can't be seen as a barbaric country. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, leave the border open. Yeah, why not? Have more Americans killed. Go ahead. Oh, by the way, did you know? Americans here, right here in the United States, did you know? And it's even around Montana. Did you know that we have a 100-mile space from the borders and the coast inward, 100-mile, space, I call it. And it's called, what is that? It's the, I'll just call it what I know it to be, which is there's no laws. Constitutional free zone. That's what it's called. Go look it up. Go to startpage.com and look it up. Constitutional free zone. You'll see a map in the images. Go look it up. Constitutional free zone. Laws don't apply there. The Constitution doesn't apply there. Now, is that a joke? Is that a serious thing? Yeah. So, if the Constitution doesn't apply on the southern border states upwards to 100 miles into the United States, what the hell are we doing with the border open? Get down there and close that damn border. Call all your construction friends, all your friends in construction and heavy machinery, and just take it down there and build that freaking wall. And if the United States of America, let's just put it this way, I'll be more specific. If Washington, D.C. says no, go tell them to go jump in a freaking Potomac. We've got an obligation, people, to the United States of America and to its citizens to protect them from enemies, foreign and domestic. And what are you doing? You're sitting on your ass doing nothing. Yeah, I'm a little upset. I'm former military, folks. Hello? I know what goes on. I know who is behind the scenes pushing the buttons and pulling the handles. I know what would happen if hundreds of, maybe thousands of people took heavy equipment, took all kinds of, material down to the southern border and started building that wall. I know exactly what would happen. The state governors would get pissed off that there's no permits, that they don't have permission to do this, yada, 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 right? All those people down in that 100-mile space, the constitutional free zone, governors would be pissed off at the fact that people are going down there to close that border. You know what would happen next? The governor would call the National Guard to go down there. What they have to understand, the governor and the National Guard have to understand, is there's no constitutional law down there. 100 miles into the border. No constitution. So the governor would be declaring war on American citizens. That's what would happen. Technically, put that in air quotes. That's what would happen. Technically. So, what are we doing? What are we doing, folks? In 1773 in Boston, a group of people got together, got sick and tired of King George taxing everything under the sun, including tea, and they just went, screw King George. They went down to the harbor, got on the boat where it was, and dumped that crap into the harbor and pissed everybody off in England. I don't give one freaking rip what people think. We have to do something like that. Now, of course, the logistics and how it's going to be done and all that, that's up to you. We got to do this in Montana, too, because let's just say we got some shady things going on up here. Billings is okay, where I'm at, where I'm broadcasting from, but that's okay. Okay, we got things under control. We're good. But up in the state capital in Helena, yeah. We've been up there. We walked around the Capitol building. We walked inside. We're looking at all the politicians. We're seeing these people walking around. And I'm like, do they do any work? So, let me tell you something, folks. The same thing when we were living in Reno, Nevada. We went to Carson City. Okay? We went to Carson City, which is like 30 miles away. We walked around the Capitol building. I got a picture of me standing in the assembly hall. Hello? Nobody there. I was alone. I got up on the little, podium there. Yeah, I got a picture of it. And the only person that was there was a Capitol police officer. One Capitol police officer sitting behind a little counter there when you walked in. That was it. That was it. I walked straight up to the governor's door in his office. To the office door right there, and his receptionist was sitting there, and somebody else was there. I asked her. I said, "Hey, where's Governor Sandoval?" She's like, "Oh, he's in Washington right now." Oh, okay. Folks, what are you doing? What are you freaking doing? This is the United States of America, and if we don't take care of it, we won't have it. Do you can I get a little more specific than that? I don't think so. I think you understand what's going on. Now, let me also say this about the Trump haters out there. Kiss my ass. Pack your crap and go off with your damn Muslim friends back to their country and live however you see fit for yourself. Guarantee you ain't going to get anything for free. Oh, and by the way, I'm sure President Vladimir Putin would love your citizenship. So if you care to go there, I'm sure he'll accept you. I didn't want to go on that little tear, but I guess I did. Folks, I don't. Oh, God. Can we, seriously, is there, now, I want to say this, and I want to make this clear. I want to say this. Is there a reason why people don't want to take a stand? Is there a reason why? I mean, I know there's people out there right now doing the best they can. There's people, Overpasses for America is out in Ohio, and they got people out there on the overpass, and, Extortion 17 is still, very much in the minds of people and all of that. And I mean, seriously. Why aren't people standing up? When you see maybe hundreds of thousands of people in other countries standing up against their corrupt government, why don't we see that here? Excuse me. Why don't we see that here? I'll tell you why we don't see that here. Because we have snowflakes and we have little millennials that just, we don't want to be inconvenienced. Just give us our cell phones and we'll just go away. Folks, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to give a part 2 to this coming up probably later. So stay tuned. I'll let you know, or go to The Truth Experience on Facebook, and I'll tell you when it's coming up. But right now, folks, I am out of here. Because, this is American Liberty Radio Network. This is The Truth Experience on American Liberty Radio Network. Sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS.